Frankfurt is changing dramatically. At the heart of this change is a new giant that's set to dominate German skylines. 67 stories tall with an overall height of 945 feet, made from a blend of reinforced glass, steel, and twisted engineering genius. When it's done, it won't just be Germany's tallest skyscraper. It'll challenge the skyline of all of Europe. But how do you even successfully undertake a project as massive as this one? And more importantly, why now? This isn't just any skyscraper. This is the skyscraper that'll be crowned the European Union's second tallest building. A twisted tower of glass and steel, reaching 288 meters into the sky. Its spiral form isn't just astounding, it's smart, an architectural eureka moment, designed to capture sunlight, to generate power, to command attention. Rising above Frankfurt, it's about to redefine the German skyline forever. Or at least until a new opponent erupts from the foundations to take this title. But in a continent known for height restrictions and historic skylines, how do you even build something this bold and pull it off? How it started. Germany seems to be growing over time, and Frankfurt has decided not to be left behind. These changes have been reflected in several areas of the city, including its population, cultural diversity, and most astoundingly, urban development. That's right, Frankfurt has taken its place as a metropolitan area and continues to evolve at a remarkable pace. One notable change that's become evident over the years is that the city seems to be growing upwards. That's right, more and more skyscrapers are sprouting within the city, standing starkly against the horizon and dominating the city's skyline. And today, the most ambitious of them all, the Millennium Tower. But let's pause in our tracks for a moment. What even is this Millennium Tower? Frankfurt already had its fair share of growth. Imagine a bustling city that's constantly evolving. One where the future of urban life is being reshaped right before our eyes. This is Frankfurt, a city known for its financial prowess and dynamic skyline. But even with the impressive growth the city has enjoyed over the years, the city's leaders and visionaries are constantly looking to add something bold and beautiful. And this time, they've set their eyes skyward. The goal? To reshape the already sterling Frankfurt skylines. So begins the story of the Millennium Aerial. As unlikely as this sounds, the Millennium Aerial was born out of a competition. But it wasn't that simple. More importantly, it didn't all start now. In fact, the Millennium Aerial has always been the plan. What metamorphosed into the Millennium Aerial project first began as a project proposed to be called the Millennium Tower. Plans for the Millennium Tower were introduced in 1998, when the goal was to build a tower with a height of 369 meters or 1,211 feet. Back then, the client was Eisenbaum Immobilien Management, and the concept was created by Albert Speer and Partner as part of the high-rise master plan of Frankfurt in 1998. The plan was for the building to be the tallest in all of Europe. It would have cradled an observation deck on the 70th floor at 260 meters, or 853 feet, from which visitors would have been able to see the entirety of the sprawling metropolis that was Frankfurt. There would have been everything from five-star hotels located on the 85th to 102nd floors to luxurious office and residential spaces, a department store, luxury shopping malls, a large convention center, and the subway underground that connects to the building. By the end of 2000, Donald Trump expressed interest in this project, and with Marseille Kliniken established TD Trump Deutschland AG to develop what he hoped would be the world's tallest residential tower. Unfortunately, this venture dissolved by 2005 amid lawsuits. Despite this minor setback, plans remained underway. The project received an official construction permit in May 2001, and a cubic model was presented at a Dubai real estate exhibition 6 years later, in 2007. The building was assigned a site in the Gallus district near Messe, Frankfurt, and the emerging Europaviertel business quarter at Esloer Strasse. However, things didn't go as planned. As the economy suffered and an economic crisis started in 2008, marketing efforts for the tower were drastically reduced. This seemed to mark a dramatic end to a plan that had been in the works for over a decade. However, even this setback didn't last too long. As the general situation of the real estate market improved in the early 2010s, things began to look up once again. In 2020, Frankfurt's leaders looked at a centrally located site in Frankfurt's Europaviertel, a neighborhood already humming with energy, close to the central train station in the banking district, and saw immense potential. In this spot, they dreamed of more than just offices or apartments. They imagined a future where work, living, leisure, and nature seamlessly blend. And from this imagination came the future of Germany's skylines. To realize the best architectural structure for the Europaviertel, the city of Frankfurt and the property developer CAIMO launched an international architectural competition to develop the Millennium Aerial Project. The competition, which started off in 2020, had one primary objective: to create a structure that features a mixed-use high-rise complex with offices, residential flats, a hotel, retail, and public amenities. The competition was an international affair open to architects from all over the world. With plans that blew minds, architects hoped to create something extraordinary, something that matched Frankfurt's vision for a vibrant, mixed-use urban quarter. While all the entries dazzled, the jury, chaired by the architect Johann Eisel, chose the design by the Frankfurt architectural firm Ferdinand Hyde as the winner of the competition. In December 2021, the design was publicly presented, and this solidified the plans for the vertical utopia. Almost 4 years later, and construction is set to commence in 2025 and targeted to end by 2030. Design Deep Dive. The Millennium Aerial Project isn't a singular building project. It features a mixed-use complex with 2 towers of different heights and a block perimeter building. The first tower, known as Millennium Area Tower A, is an approximately 280-meter-high office and hotel tower, while Tower B is an approximately 157-meter-high residential tower. The project's most outstanding detail is the way the towers are intricately twisted in on themselves, as if forever frozen in an embrace. The twist means the facade of Tower A is designed to slightly rotate or spiral as it rises, rather than being perfectly straight. This gives the building a dynamic, elegant shape. Every little detail in the architectural plan is well thought out, as even the twist of both in the towers will create a new building. This unique architectural twist will also enable the design to increase the distances between the buildings, which is particularly beneficial for the lighting of the apartments in Tower B and significantly increases the empty yield for photovoltaic systems integrated into the facade. In simpler terms, because Tower A is twisted, it creates more physical distance between Tower A and Tower B as they rise higher. Instead of the towers standing directly parallel and close to each other, the twist causes them to be spread apart more. This is not just an aesthetic choice, but an innovative design strategy that improves natural lighting for residents in the neighboring Tower B and maximizes solar energy production on Tower A's exterior. That means better daylight inside, reduced energy consumption, and panoramic views for office workers and residents alike. Plus, the towers will be built to support integrated photovoltaic panels on the rooftop, feeding clean energy directly into the building systems. This is a sustainable high-rise design on a massive scale. The form isn't just sculptural, it's strategic. However, even though the 2 towers are intertwined, Millennium Area Tower A stands taller, prouder, and more intimidating against the city's skyline. Sustainability at its core. Beyond its evidently intriguing aesthetic features, the Millennium Area Tower A is designed with sustainability in mind. Although the details of the structural's architectural designs are yet to come to light, we know for a fact that the facade integrates around 3,500 photovoltaic modules that can generate up to 25% of the building's electricity needs. This not only guarantees the residents constant energy supply, but also ensures the use of clean, green energy. This will be further aided by the installation of an energy regenerating system that recycles internal heat sources to reduce overall energy consumption. This innovative energy concept is Frankfurt's ambitious effort directed toward ensuring the resource-saving and climate-friendly realization and future operation of the building. When it comes to the materials to be used in building the tower, importance is placed not only on strength and durability, but also on ensuring that their extraction and processing meet recognized ecological and social standards. In fact, this was a core requirement during the competition. The goal? To ensure that the winning design binds as little gray energy as possible, causes low operating expenses for cleaning and maintenance, has a long service life, and is highly deconstructible and recyclable. Ferdinand Hyde's design ticked most of these boxes. He achieved this by ensuring his design included the realization concept of the perimeter block building in timber hybrid construction and an innovative load-bearing concept for the high-rise buildings. This allowed 20% less concrete and steel than conventional construction methods. The combination of ecological and social standards applied for material sourcing and processing, as well as the choice and power optimization, significantly reduces CO2 emissions for the building's operation and ensures long-term sustainability when it comes to power generation and usage. Mixed-use functionality. Although the outside is undoubtedly jaw-dropping, inside, Millennium Tower A will be more than a skyscraper. It'll be a vertical city. Luxury apartments, Class A office spaces, high-end retail, and even a hotel, all spread across 67 floors in one soaring structure. It'll include public amenities, such as a ground floor area with retail shops, restaurants, cafes, and everyday services. Tower A's mixed-use design is tailored around combining commercial offices, hospitality, public, and event spaces within one building, making it a dynamic hub of work, leisure, and social activity in Frankfurt's Europaviertel district. This approach is one giant leap towards fostering a dynamic and vibrant urban quarter rather than a single-purpose skyscraper. The goal is to create a luxury structure that's accessible as a lively urban environment to the public. In doing this, Millennium Tower A blends business, living, and public life innovatively under one roof. Engineering and construction challenges. Of course, as anyone would expect, a project of this scale will not be without risks. The construction of the new Millennium Aerial Tower A has its fair share of challenges, all underscored by its ambitious design, sustainability targets, and location. Starting with the most obvious factor, the unique shape of this structure. The tower's distinctive twisted shape is one of its defining architectural features. Executing this design will require superior engineering expertise, precise engineering technology, custom facade panels, and innovative construction techniques. One wrong panel in the wrong place, and structural supports could come crashing down, causing immense damage. Or worse, precision is of the utmost importance as the nature of the building's complex geometry also impacts the installation of solar panels, windows, and structural supports. Secondly, a structure of this height needs to be able to handle wind and potential seismic activities. This means a project such as this one will require a stable and robust core or foundation curated from the finest selection of materials that offer rigidity and stability to prevent swaying. There might also be a bit of a challenge in securing building materials, with a decision to use eco-friendly measures and a technique that reduces the use of concrete and steel by about 20% in place. Construction would not only require precise engineering, but also the use of the best building materials. Failure to do this will put structural integrity, fire safety, and long-term durability at risk, as this mixed material design is uncommon in skyscrapers of this scale. Lastly, the Millennium Aerial is situated in a congested metropolitan location close to Frankfurt's central train station and banking center. Construction logistics pose many difficulties, such as locating cranes, delivering materials, and causing the least amount of disturbance to nearby public areas and infrastructure. While the public hasn't quite been addressed about these concerns and what measures are being put in place to limit or alleviate problems, we can only be certain that after more than 15 years of planning this project, well-thought-out solutions to potential risks would certainly be found. But why now? In an era where European cities are often height restricted, the Millennium Tower breaks convention. It stands out as an epitome of what luxury and architectural genius looks like in Frankfurt. It signals confidence, growth, and a new chapter in urban vertical living, right in the center of Europe's financial hub. And it shows that Germany isn't just building up, it's building smarter. But given the hiccups it's faced in the past, will the construction of this mega building stay on track? And can this ambitious twist in the sky really live up to its vision? We can only watch to see how it all ends in 2030.